Another selfish video. I think I've just accidentally discovered the meaning of life. No, still working on that one, mate. However, I think I've accidentally discovered what was the best C64 bundle. So, without further ado, let's get on with it. Now, I came across this when I was looking at the it's not just that I found those games, they were actually inside another piece of furniture, so I didn't actually know there was games. Well, I discovered more stuff than I thought I had anyway, so let's just leave it at that. Leave it. But yeah, there was a box of double cassette games, and some of them actually had like a sticker on them that said free with boots, C64 Compendium. I think that's what it said. So I've done a bit of searching and I have found a German website, and it's got loads of pictures too. So I've just translated that, so I'll do my best with the German to English translation that Google Translate has given me so far. Computer Compendium Boots. Now Boots is a massive supermarket sized chain pharmacy. That's where they started. Now they did have more stuff than that. But you won't walk into, you know, Lloyd's pharmacy now and expect to get PS5 games on a shelf, let alone be able to buy a PS5 console if there was any fucking stock in the world. So it's just to put things in context. Back then, Boots and W.H. Smith's another one. They were sort of like the Waterstones of the 70s and 80s, I guess. Another huge retail chain. They had very large shops, multiple units at least, and they basically sell like books and magazines. Obviously as time went on, that included VHS tapes, computer magazines, and therefore computer games, and eventually computers as well. These were not high street, you know, electrical retailers kind of thing. So anyway, Computer Compendium Boots, Commodore C64 Computer Compendium 1984 to 1985. Now I got my C64, I think, very early in 1984, would have been at the beginning of March, between, let's say, roughly the middle of March. So, and I only paid the price of whatever the VIC-20 starter pack cost, Christmas 1983, early December, mid-December 1983. Plus the difference to the £199 C64 sold on its own. I think that's how much it was at the start of 1984. I think in 1983 you're looking at the going down from 400 to like 350 to 300, and then around 250, 275, and then by 1984, by summer 1984, there were bundles appearing. But before that, they did actually drop it to 200 quid, and I think that was a worldwide thing that Jack ordered to happen before he got kicked out of Commodore by Irving Gould. not physically, but you know, he was put in a position where he had to leave. The limited Commodore 64 Computer Compendium edition was offered exclusively by the British retail chain Boots in 1984 and 1985. The edition contains a Commodore 64, a data set, a Commodore SFX Music Maker keyboard, a Color Speech 64 module, which we know is a cartridge, a Trojan CADmaster light pen, Trojan light rifle would have been brilliant because I would own one, because I'm looking at all this stuff that comes with this and I'm like, I've got all these things and it's highly unlikely I would have them unless I bought what was a bundle that started off with this, but it didn't come with the outer box. Which is obviously the pictures you're looking at now. I'm just reading the translated text on the website. The Commodore 64 Games Book 2, I've got that too, which I would never have gone out my way to buy, as well as the following 5 games. Now, it's not actually 5 games, it's actually 8 games, it's 5 cassettes, and the first one of those is Zap Sizzlers, which is a compilation with 4 full-price games on it. I'll read what the games are when we get there. The Way of the Tiger, Bounder, I'm sure I've got a full-size copy of that. We saw The Way of the Tiger, Monty on the Run, and Suicide Express. Yeah, I think Suicide Express I have, but Black Thunder I had to specifically buy it individually because for some reason. So again, the set was offered for £249. So basically, for just £10 more than the price of a C64 sold on its own, and the data set sold on its own, which I believe was $39.99. If you add another £10 to that, you'll get this bundle. And considering it's not just the games you get, which are worth it, but you also get the Commodore Music Maker keyboard, which is a brilliant idea, absolutely brilliant. You know, might not feel like any kind of like, you know, synthesizer because it's using the C64 keyboard mechanism, but it does feel more natural playing in it, so you know, there's potential there. I'm sure I've done Commodore SFX Music Maker, sure I've done that. I haven't done the full, this is not the full massive keyboard that plugs into the cartridge slot with a huge enormous SFX sound expander. This is just the keyboard that goes on top like you see in the pictures there. You also get a speech synthesizer, which I would have loved to mess about with back then. I wouldn't have gone and bought one for like 20, 30 quid, whatever they were, but it would have been nice to have. The Quick Shot 1 joystick is crap. Boots C15 tape, well, that's always useful, it's not really that expensive. The games book I probably would have wanted until I read it, and then I would have decided. But there's a lot of stuff, extra stuff there for 10 quid, so this clearly wasn't out. Because whichever way the cookie crumbled, the cheapest I could have got a C64 and tape deck was still 200 quid. Because what happened was they said, look, you know, if you use the refund we're going to give you and top it up to £200, I'm guessing the figures now, I don't actually remember the figures, so I actually thought it was 200 for the Vic and 275, 280 in Lasky's, electrical retailer. They sold hi-fis, televisions, sound systems, you know. But anyway, go and buy the figures for that time. 150 was the VIC-20 starter pack, which stopped working, gave it back. By law they had to give us 150 quid refund because they had none in stock. And they had none coming. They basically had all their stock for Christmas, and then Commodore probably stopped doing it. So that's how I got a C64. It was $149.99 for the VIC-20 in refund. My dad gave him an extra 50 quid, obviously, and they said we'll allow you to keep the cassette recorder that came with a VIC-20 starter pack, because these basically all have to go back to some Commodore liquidator for, like, you know, worthless stock. Guy looked like Nick Kershaw. He had the same hair, same hairstyle, very short, same slim tie, black suit, slim black tie, I think. Could have been blue, but yeah, you get the thing. But anyway, that's all the info there, really, as far as the text on the website goes. The rest of it is just all the pictures which we're cycling through by the magic of Camtasia video editing. So yeah, the outer box, yeah, whatever mate, the outer box, it's alright. I do actually like the cardboard sleeve that came with the original C64. It's brilliant. The pictures on there are just so of their time and fascinating, and they allude to a piece of high tech. This sort of more, it makes the C64 look more like a toy, which obviously helped their sales, but not as much as the fact they lowered it to 200 quid. But at the end of the day, I don't really like it. There's no imagination. It is literally some rubbish graphics, or even just paper chains, kind of tissue paper, coloured tissue paper on the background. Yeah, you know what, I could probably replicate that. Wouldn't want to, but anyway, some more close-up shots of that. So anyway, so it comes with the Commodore 64 Computer Data Recorder, blah blah blah, as I've said. Yeah, I haven't missed anything out. So you've seen all the other pictures, really. There's not really anything I'll comment on the other thing. The C64 thing of beauty in that sort of greyish colour. It's not really brown at all, the C64. When it was brand new, it was very grey with a hint of beige. No one remembers that. I'm just cycling through the things until I get to the games now. So yeah, the QuickShot 1 joystick is like the banana joystick. Anyway, that's a rubbish joystick. The mechanism is going to be exactly the same as a VCS joystick, and ergonomically it's much more shit and dumb. So you would have been better off with a VCS joystick. And I did play some C64 games, try them with a VCS joystick, but by 1984 my VCS joysticks would have seen 3.5 years worth of use, so they weren't in great shape, mate. But the games you get are basically The Way of the Tiger, Suicide Express, Monty on the Run and Bounder, which are all okay games actually. I didn't have Suicide Express, Way of the Tiger. I did have Monty on the Run via Zap Sizzlers 2 for sure. And I think I had Bounder from Zap Sizzlers 2. Don't really have nostalgia for the cover artwork as such, so. But on top of all of that, you get Who Dares Wins 2, which is a phenomenal game. Thing on the Spring, which has great music. It's a pretty difficult and annoying game, but still, you would have played it just for the music. Because hearing SID music of that quality back then was a novelty. For the entire world, not just me personally. As a thing, it was only just emerging as a creative technology. And Drop Zone. Drop Zone is fine. But the gravity is annoying. But that's me personally. People mostly are not bothered by the gravity, and it is really nice. So that is a phenomenal package. So I have to say, you know, this Boots, what was it called? I have to wait for stupid Windows to catch up now. Commodore 64 Computer Compendium exclusive to Boots bundle. What have we missed out there then? No, that's right, yeah. 4 of the games are separate. They're really weird. 2 of them are double cassette cases. 1 is a clamshell. And 2 of them are single cassette case, full price releases, and a C15 cape as well. That is one hell of a thing, I have to say. What was it? There was a Commodore bundle that did have the C64 with a Music Maker keyboard. Can't remember what it's called, but this is better than that. End of video.